Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at a concept, or well, rather my advice on how to do well in the International Baccalaureate and my personal experience and general tips I would give current students in the IB or incoming students in the IB on how to do well. Now, I must say that these are my personal experiences. And of course, there is no universality in that. Every student has a different experience in the IB, and your experience might be far different than mine, and many other students will have far more different experiences than me, and that's completely fine. But hopefully these tips will make a positive change in your journey in the IB diploma program, and hopefully they can get you to the level of success that you aspire to reach. Now, the first tip, this is for any exam that you give in the IB, whether that be your local exams, whether your in-school exams, your predicted grade exams, or your final IB exams for that matter. And that is, start revising 1 or 1.5 months before your exams. And why do I say that? I say that because I see students often procrastinating when they want to revise, right? The thing is that we as humans, we tend to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt. And we always tend to think that, oh yeah, we can do this, right? Okay, I have 2 weeks till the exam. Yeah, you know what? I'll chillax this week. The next week, I'm going to get studying. Then the next week arrives and you think, oh man, I have a week left. You know what? I'll take it off today. And then from tomorrow, I'll start. And then the cycle keeps going and going and going and it never ends. And before you know it, you've reached your exams, but you have done very little revision. And now you're in a kind of a tough spot. So to avoid that from happening for you, because it happened to me a lot of times, trust me, and I never did well in those exams and it really affected my grades. And something I wished I did earlier in the IB was to make a timetable like this. Now, as you can see, I have picked a month. This is for March of 2021 when I was planning for my final IB exams, which didn't happen in the end, but I planned from Feb. And I picked out a calendar like this from online on Excel. And for each and every single day of the month, I put down a subject or two subjects on what I want to revise, what I want to do in that subject. And I made sure that I did it that day. For example, let's take a look at the 11th. On the 11th, I wanted to practice calculus and maths, and I wanted to finish off my notes on biology. And on the 12th, I wanted to revise biology from a book. The red book is basically a code for which topic it is. And then on the 13th, I wanted to revise chemistry, topic 9 and 19, which is redox. And I wanted to revise biology, topic 6. Then so on and so forth. So for every single day, I have something planned out. What I often see people do is either underplan or overplan. And overplanning is dangerous as well. Overplanning is when you make a plan so strict that it dictates what you do for every single hour of the day or every 2 hours, 3 hours. And I feel that that's actually counterproductive, because what ends up happening is that you restrict yourself so much that you yourself start getting frustrated with the timetable, and you start to kind of want, you want to stop following that timetable, and eventually that's what ends up happening, right? You make a timetable, you're prepared to go for it, but after a day or two you stop feeling like following it. Happened to me. And then I realized that set targets for the day, set one target or two target, right? Tackle small chunks every day for a month or 1.5 months, and you will see how much you have accomplished by the end of it. You will really see results. So try to do that. Take a timetable, make sure you put down small chunks every day and see how it goes. Now, I want you to notice something. I have in this timetable, if you kind of zoom in, I have talked about revising for psychology. I've talked about revising maths, chemistry, biology, and even English. But I haven't spoken about my sixth subject, which is my language, my second language. And that leads on to my next point. Make sure you have chosen the right combination of subjects. My second language is my scoring subject, meaning I know I can score marks in that subject very, very easily without studying. And that my subject is Hindi B. I'm a native Hindi speaker. I have spoken it since a child. It's my mother tongue. And naturally, I am very good at it. I've studied it for 7+ years. And being in language B, it is it's a cakewalk. It's extremely simple for me. So I don't even have to study it that much. I know I'm confident that I can score a good grade in Hindi B without studying too much. And I can devote the time that I have, the excess time, I can devote it to studying subjects which I'm weak at, like math. So make sure when you come into the IB, you have chosen the right combination of subjects. Don't overburden yourself. Don't put subjects on your plate that you know you might not be able to handle. That's what I did. For the first year of IB, I was in Spanish ab initio SL, and I had a really bad time there. I was not able to score. I was dejected. My whole average, my IB grades were going down. Instead of getting a 37 or a 38, I was getting 33s, 34s. And then in IB year two, right before my predicted grade exams, I was like, enough is enough, right? I need these grades for my university. And I sent emails, I spoke to teachers, I really rebelled, and I got my subject changed in the middle of IB to Hindi B SL. And I flourished from there. It was brilliant. It was probably one of the best decisions I've made. It was a leap of faith, but it was a calculated risk, right? I looked at the Hindi B syllabus, I looked at the past papers, I kind of consulted my teachers and parents and thought if I would be able to do this, and turns out I did. So try to apply that in your life as well on your journey. If you think that one subject is dragging you down too much, right? You don't have that much importance for it in your life. You're not going to study it in the future. And if you think you just need to finish this subject for your IB and you want to get good grades in it, try considering switching your subject if possible, right? Take a look at it, think if you can do it. And if you can, and if you have consulted your teachers, if you have calculated the risk, if you've made sure that this is the right decision for you, then go ahead. Do your best to make it a reality. Now, the next subject, the next point. Don't take your IAs or predicted grades lightly. IAs are very crucial. You do them in almost every subject other than languages, of course. And they can really boost your grade or they can take it down. Because remember, IAs count for 20% or 30% in some cases of your final grade. And that's not a small amount, right? If you think you can half-ass your IAs, or if you think you can take them lightly, give some really poor quality work and then do well in your exams, that's not exactly an ideal scenario. You much rather do really well in your IAs and and use them as your backup rather than keeping your exams as the or relying on your exams as the factor that's going to boost your grade. Because remember, you don't know what's going to come in that exam. That exam could be the worst exam you've done in your life. They could ask everything that you're weak in. You don't know what the exams look like. However, what you do have control over is your IAs. You have a month or 2 months or 3 months to work on them. So make sure you make good use of that time. And again, like I said earlier, don't cram, don't aim, don't finish your IA in 1 or 2 days before the deadline. Take little chunks of your IA every single day of the month. Take it bit by bit, and you'll see that by the end of a month or two, how much you have accomplished and how well you have done. Same thing with predicted grades. Don't take them lightly. These are the grades in most cases that get you into a university if you're going to the UK or Canada or the US. I'm unsure about other countries, but for these countries, which are quite commonly visited for higher education in IB students, don't take these grades lightly. Last tip. I know you have heard this a million times from your school counselor, your teachers, your parents, other YouTubers. Avoid procrastination. And I'm here to emphasize on this once more. Avoid procrastination. I know we as students, there is so much distraction around us: Netflix, Amazon Prime, Instagram, games. If you like to game like myself, there are so many distractions. Do not let them procrastinate your work for you. That is the worst thing you can do in the IB. Before you know it, you have work piling on, you have too much to handle, and you're submitting half quality work. You're not being able to revise. Avoid procrastination. Every time you think that you want to put something off, or you want to submit something, or you want to start working on something 2 days or 3 days from now, just think to yourself, Am I helping the future me? Right? Is this going to be for my future me? Will my future me thank me for doing this now? That's how I thought of it. And in IB year two, this is the mentality I used, and I killed procrastination. After that, I very rarely procrastinated. I finished my IAs a month before they were due, and I used that month to revise for my exams and refine my IA. This will help. Trust me. Think about your future self. Will your future self thank you for what you have done today? And if the answer is no, do that thing now. Do it now. And there you go. Before you know it, you have finished your work, you've achieved something, and you are a good student on a bright future ahead of you. And this tip for procrastination will not only help you in IB, but even later in your life, right? Because I'm sure it's going to help me later in my life, and I really hope it helps you too. So that's it for this video. That's all I've had to say. I know this has been a bit long, but I'm very sorry for that. This is just my general experience and my tips. I hope you have found it helpful. If you have any other video ideas or questions related to chemistry, biology, math, psychology, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. I'll see you in another video with another question.